The Cosmodide is an instrument that shows the evolution of man's representation of the Earth and the universe. Its outer ring functions as a timeline and is separated into 3 layers. The innermost layer shows the evolution of the presentation of the Earth. The layer in the middle shows the evolution of the presentation of the universe. And the outermost layer shows the context in which these developments took place. Choose any element on one of these layers by selecting it, and its content will be projected for you. The first presentation of the Earth and the universe was devised around 500 BC by the Greeks Anaximander and Homer. They presented a flat Earth which, to their knowledge, was no larger than the Mediterranean. The land was surrounded by an ocean that drifted in the middle of a sphere filled with air. It was the Greek Anaximander who presented a system for the universe around 500 BC. He put the Earth in a fixed position at the center of the universe and imagined rotating wheels around it, which carried the heavenly bodies. The closest wheel would carry the stars and planets, the second carried the moon, and the farthest wheel carried the sun. Around the year 375, the once mighty Roman Empire fell, and with it the rest of Europe fell into the darkness of the Middle Ages. Almost all of the Greek and Roman knowledge came into the hands of the Arabs, and the Europeans would not have it back for 1,000 years to come. After the fall of Rome, Aurelius Macrobius made his famous map around the year 400. The map is much less distinctive than Ptolemy's map, and it reflects the lack of geographical knowledge in Europe at that time. Around 1154, the Sicilian king Roger II hired the Arabian mapmaker al-Idrisi, and together they set out to create the most complete geographical work ever. This resulted in a detailed map of the known world, which merged the southern and northern continents into one. In the course of the 13th century, the Europeans clashed with the Arabs during the Crusades of the Catholic Church and the Reconquista. These violent contacts also had a positive result. The two exchanged valuable information which led to a better understanding of the Earth and the universe. At the second half of the 18th century, Europe went through the Industrial Revolution. Machines took over the production of devices and tools which before were mostly handcrafted. It drastically improved the production of instruments like the telescope. In the early 20th century, people thought that all the stars in the night sky belonged to the same system as our Earth, the Milky Way galaxy. As technology advanced and better telescopes were developed, these stars could be studied in more detail. In 1925, Edwin Hubble did just that. He had developed a way to calculate the distance to these stars from our planet. When he saw a particularly bright star and calculated its distance, it was huge. In fact, it was so distant, it couldn't belong to our galaxy. He soon realized that it was not a star he had measured, but an entire galaxy on its own. The universe proved to be far bigger than we had imagined, and was filled with galaxies of stars and planets in every direction you can look at.